So let's go ahead and talk about our last topic for the day, which is going to be altcoin losses after Bitcoin is rejected at 52,000. Now, I'm not a trader. This is not trading analysis or trading advice. There are other YouTube channels to check out for that. I don't currently have any recommendations for trading channels. It's not that I don't watch them. It's just that I don't want to make any suggestions on trading channels either. I think in the past I have talked about essentially my problem with cryptocurrency influencers, the way that they function and the way that they essentially manipulate the market for their own personal gain. And this happens a lot. I've tried my best to stay away from it personally and stick to the tech in the cryptocurrency space because I see this as a big issue within cryptocurrency. And you need to keep in mind that anytime you watch any of these cryptocurrency trading channels, a lot of times they have taken paid sponsorship directly from coins that they're trying to pump. You can typically see pre-buys before they release their video, and you can see dumps after they release their video, meaning that in a lot of cases what you're seeing is a manipulation of that particular coin for personal profit, and hence why I can't in any good conscience suggest any crypto trading channels personally, because I can't tell which ones are going to be honest and clear and which ones are not going to be honest. And while one may be honest right now and have a good track record, there is always the potential for some damage. Now, in some cases, and in a lot of cases, just to be fair to any of the crypto trading channels, it should be mentioned that they may not intentionally be doing the manipulation themselves. Maybe they did take a paid sponsorship, or maybe somebody just tweeted at them to kind of try to get them to look at it, and it's actually the people behind the scenes doing those pre-buys and dumps because they know that some content creator or cryptocurrency influencer is going to mention it in a video in a couple days. It reeks of insider trading, obviously, to me, and is sketchy. So this is why I stay away from trading in general, but paying attention to the market. And then also what I want to talk about here is Polkadot, because Polkadot is leading the altcoin loss after Bitcoin is rejected at 52,000. So Bitcoin failed to hold above 52,000 after briefly breaking through the resistance level on Monday and slipped below 49,500 in early European hours on Tuesday, pulling the broader market lower. Leading losses among the top 10 cryptocurrencies by market capitalization were Polkadot's DOT tokens, which fell 8% in 24 hours after being a top gainer on Sunday. Others such as Solana, Cardano, and XRP averaged losses of 3.4%. Now, in the grand scheme of things and in cryptocurrency, these aren't great losses. These are actually not bad at all. I'm used to much more volatility, but it's important to point out that essentially what we did see with Polkadot here is one of those things where it kind of pumped up and then dumped real quick. And I have talked about Polkadot in the past, specifically from a technical perspective, but I wanted to make sure you guys are aware that as far as in the markets, this is how it's performing. What I do like about DOT and Polkadot in general, primarily, is going to be that it runs on Rust and it has a very robust wiki for developers to hop in and start working with it. Is it the chosen platform outside of Ethereum? Well, if we take a look at the past year, it doesn't look like that's the actual case. In my opinion, where I see a lot of the projects moving to is to obviously Solana, and then of course Cardano kind of in the background there. Cardano's an interesting one because where I've actually seen the most development has been in a proof of work coin called Ergo. And Ergo has actually already deployed a decentralized finance platform. So swapping, adding liquidity, all that sort of stuff. And they've also added an NFT auction house as well. And for how young the coin is, it's super important for that to be mentioned. The other thing is that its relation to Cardano is that it is an oracle for Cardano. The other interesting part about that is eventually its decentralized platform system will be integrated with Cardano, and you'll be able to swap Cardano for Ergo and that sort of thing on a decentralized platform. Those are kind of what I'm seeing just in the, I guess, Ethereum-esque coins, right? So we're talking about programmable blockchain. We're not talking about currencies. I've talked about the difference between these types of coins in the past, and if we need a refresher, please let me know for the new people that have been joining and getting into crypto as of more recently. So here we go. Let's go ahead and finish this out though. DOT surged over $32 on Monday, but traders have since taken profits and the tokens exchanged hands for $28 in Asian hours on Tuesday. They are, however, still 20% higher than last Tuesday. Prices slipped, falling below 34-day moving average, a tool used to determine the market trends using past prices. In Asian hours Tuesday, failing to trade above the moving average indicates DOT's decline from $54 highs in November is likely to continue. Other big losers among large cap cryptocurrencies were tokens of decentralized payment networks, Luna, and Ethereum scaling solution Polygon, with both sliding 7% in the past 24 hours. Tokens of the two surged in the past week following favorable catalyst. Decentralized finance, DeFi, activity rose on Terra as crypto investors bet on the network as the next DeFi play, while the launch of top Ethereum-based exchange Uniswap on Polygon saw demand for Matic increase. This is pretty standard stuff. What was happening essentially is people got wind that we were going to see Polygon partner up, of course, with Uniswap. And if you guys aren't familiar, Uniswap is kind of like the OG of decentralized finance platforms, and having Polygon as kind of the, I would call it, even though it's new, both of these things, all these new technologies, but I would call Polygon kind of the OG of layer 2 solutions on the Ethereum blockchain to reduce fees. If you have a partnership between them, of course, a whole bunch of people are going to buy it up. Now, what happens after that is that some people want to take those quick profits after everything has kind of settled down, and that's more than likely what has happened in this particular case. And should be mentioned that it doesn't seem out of the norm in my humble opinion. So we also got to talk about Ethereum rivals gaming cryptos. This is something I'm actually trying to get into more from a research perspective. First of all, I like blockchain technologies. I like, cryptocurrency. Obviously, I'm super interested in where it's going to go. From the perspective of gaming, I have a lot of reservations when it comes to cryptocurrency and gaming and NFTs, because I think that you can go down the wrong path very quickly. I've been a gamer for many, many years, and the evolution of gaming has seemed to go in the complete opposite direction of what I would prefer, but I probably sound like a boomer at this point. That being said, things I don't like are like microtransactions in games, loot boxes, and of course, battle passes. These are all basically monetization methods that I think have moved the gaming industry in a poor direction, as opposed to having a solid experience from the start to the end and earning your clout within the game by earning the items to make your character look better, reminiscent of something like, of course, World of Warcraft or Diablo, where you actually have to go earn World of Warcraft vanilla, by the way, but where you have to go earn the gear within the game. You have these kind of weird things where you can just purchase them. So the way the NFT market needs to function within gaming, in my humble opinion, if it functions at all, is that the games that implement it need to make sure that that ecosystem is locked down. Now, the problem, of course, is you have a couple different things that could happen. The developers themselves could sell NFTs for those items in some sort of in-game store. They could still have redeemable, essentially, events that would be similar to battle passes or access through some battle pass system. Or they could just have the entire ecosystem built in. What happens when you have the entire ecosystem built into a game, though, is you have economic balance or imbalances that can affect gameplay as well. So an example of this was the initial launch of Diablo 3. Now with the initial launch of Diablo 3, the big issue that you had here was that it had a gold auction house, which sounds cool, right? You can import your US dollars, your hard-earned money, and you can purchase items from other players that have gotten the drops that you need. Why didn't it work? Well, it didn't work because essentially the economy within Diablo 3 at the time was not functioning properly. The drops weren't happening frequently enough on certain items and happening too frequently on other items to where there was a huge disparity between item prices, meaning that players that were of one class, let's say a witch doctor that could never get their drop, were getting a whole bunch of barbarian drops, and the barbarian that got the one witch doctor drop would sell that item for $500, but because the barbarian item is dropping so frequently because the economy's messed up and the balance is off, the witch doctor can't sell the barbarian item for more than $1, meaning that he would have to farm like 500 pieces of the barbarian and to basically earn purchasing the witch doctor item. So it didn't work, and this will be a huge balancing problem for NFTs in general as it relates to gaming. And there are obviously other things that are coming into play here as well, which are all of the different metaverses. Now, don't get metaverse confused with Meta from Facebook, because you need to keep in mind what we're going to have is a multitude of metaverses. It's going to just be an infinite amount of metaverses. Here's the other thing. Whichever metaverse that you decide to invest in, you will probably be heavily invested in. And if you choose the wrong one, it's just like choosing a bad cryptocurrency. Meaning, like, if you pick a terrible metaverse that nobody wants to participate in 10 years from now because something else took over, well, all of your investments are nil. Now, hopefully, obviously, what you would see is because of the decentralized nature of the NFTs, you would be able to transfer assets from one metaverse to another metaverse. But what you could have there, of course, is licensing issues, etc., depending on how they implement any of these NFTs into their system. In an ideal world, like I said, you would be able to transfer them between metaverses, and hopefully that will be the case. I'm just not so certain that that will be how it ends up shaking out in the long term. So there's kind of my rundown and early thoughts on crypto and gaming. That being said, of course, we have had dips. So outside of the top 20 tokens of Ethereum, rival blockchains took hits. Near and Cosmos, Atom, which surged last week as traders searched for the next ecosystem that could replicate Ethereum's success, slid 8%, while Phantom, FTM, dropped as much as 9% in the past 24 hours, data from CoinGecko showed. Gaming-related cryptocurrencies were another losing sector. Gala tokens declined 7%, while fan favorites Axie Infinity, AXS, and the Sandbox, which was a surprise to me, both fell 4.4%. Now, Sandbox is kind of the go-to right now, as far as I understand. There is Decentraland and stuff like that too. I'm going to be trying to look into all of them. Maybe you guys can point me in the right direction in the comment section below. I'm interested, but I'm very cautious when it comes to all of these things. I hope you enjoyed this clip from the Crypto Mining Morning Show every Monday through Friday, 7:45 a.m. Pacific and 10:45 a.m. Eastern Time. You can check out more clips here, or if you're interested in checking out the entire live show, you can check that out down here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday.